Hi, so today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So one of my very favorite artists is Andy Goldsworthy, and he does environmental outdoor artwork, and it's temporary artwork. And something I think is really cool about his work is the end result is just a photograph, and he spends hours creating these things that eventually kind of fall apart. And I feel like that's a really good and interesting lesson for kids, is that not everything is permanent, and it's okay to build something and have it fall apart, instead of just, when they do a puzzle and they never want to take it apart, that sort of thing. And this is sort of a natural occurrence when his pieces fall apart because they're outdoors. And I also think it's really important, even though a young kid might not remember the artist's name, just to expose children to different artists. And you could still have open-ended projects. So we don't need to copy his artwork exactly, but it's really nice to get ideas from other people like we all do. So you can look him up. There's a ton of photos if you just go to Google, type his name and look at images. There are also lots of videos about his artwork and movies, and I'm sure you can find some online. So I'll show you a few. And what you have the students do is go outside and gather different natural materials, and they might not have access to as much of one material as his work is, and that's totally okay. And they'll probably mix materials. If you notice, a lot of his artwork are a specific item, and like sand on the ground or pieces of plants, and he'll gather a lot of one item and do it out of that. And you'll notice, no matter how many, at least in my experience, no matter how many different photos you show kids of his artwork, they'll a lot of times use different materials. So rocks around a tree. And the other thing is, this sort of artwork takes a lot of patience, which kids may or may not have. This is a tree, and then he wraps the branches in red leaves. So the kids always like this. This is icicle artwork, and there are videos online of him doing this too, and finding the icicles and the time and the patience it takes to attach the different pieces of ice to get the curve, and just to get them to attach, and how cold it needs to be outside and such. So so the activity, I'm not going to show you anything today, any artwork per se, but suggest that you take your kids outside and look for materials, pine cones, anything, rocks. We don't have many leaves right now, but there's lots of old plants. So like if you are like me and you don't cut your old stems down till the spring, if you have black-eyed Susans, the stalks, that would be great. Or different grasses. These are just a few more books of his artwork. There's a wall he built, and he left the trees where they are and sort of built the wall around them. And it goes into the water, and then on the other side of the water it comes out the same way. So it looks kind of like it goes into the water at full height and then comes out on the other side. So yeah, just have them search for things and then take pictures. And I'd love to see if they come out with anything. Send me the picture. I'd love to see what you come up with. But it's a really fun project. And a lot of times the students' artwork will be really small, but maybe you can encourage them to gather one item, gather it for a week, and then see what he can build out of them. sorry I have nothing to show you, but I just thought it would be more interesting if you took this outside and sort of did it on your own. But it's a great project, and it's great to show them different artists. So I hope you can have a great week next week. I know it's getting stressful staying home for a long time, but